Today I'll demonstrate how to preview the loops and how to add them to a song. First, you want to make sure that you have an audio track open. If you need to create an audio track, just go to the plus track button over here, click it, and hit Insert Audio Track. And then we'll click on the Library tab at the bottom. That opens this up. If you can't see enough of it, you can slide over here and resize it up. Since there's so much content to choose from, Mixcraft lets you filter the content so you can focus in on what you want a little more easily. Over here you can choose the master library, but we'll just leave this on all for now. And then over here we have sort by, which gives you a lot of useful filters. You can choose from tempo, key, style, instrument, and so forth. Right now I'm going to choose instrument, and let's say I'm looking for a bass line. You can see bass over here, and that number is how many bass loops there are, is 521. To preview any of the loops, just press the little green triangle. And click it again to stop. And you can see over here the tempo, key, instrument, and style are displayed. And there are actually more parameters that you can sort by, and I'll show you how to do that later on. In addition to the sort by categories over here, you can also use keywords to help you search. For example, if I was looking for a 12-string acoustic guitar, I could click acoustic guitar and type 12-string, and you can see just these guys pop up. So let's play one of these. Oh yeah! So we can click the plus button to add it, and it lands right at the care location. Then we get this dialog right here, and here's what it means. Any loop with melodic content, which is pretty much any loop that's not a drum loop or a sound effect, has an inherent tempo and a key signature. The tempo for this particular loop is 124 beats a minute, and the key signature is G major. The Mixcraft project itself has its own inherent tempo and key signature, which for this one is currently 120 beats per minute and key of C. So when you move the very first loop into a song, Mixcraft will ask you if you want to change the project tempo and key signature to match the first loop. So we're going to say yes, and if you look, you can see 124, key of G. So now if I turn on the click, okay, the click is on, and you can hear my click track when I play it. And it's 124 beats a minute. Now if I go to add additional loops, let's say we want to add a bass line to that, and it's not coming up with anything because it thinks it should have 12-string in it, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so now we've got all our bass parts. Okay, this will probably work right here. But if you look, the tempo and key signature does not match. But I can still put this in the song, and Mixcraft will automatically adjust its tempo and key signature so it will be correct for the song, which is great. You can add it by pressing the plus button, or you can just drag it in too, which is what I'm going to do. So now we go to the beginning and press play. And everything plays at the right speed, at the right tempo. And we can even adjust the tempo, and they'll still be in time. Let's have a look at some of the different sort by categories and show how they can help you find the right loop for your song. If I click this, the first one's tempo, and if you're looking for something in a particular tempo range, this sorts all the loops just by the tempo range. You can see like 120 to 129 here, and these are all within that. We can do it by key. That way they'll already be in the correct key for the song, but because Mixcraft is pretty smart about changing keys, that may not matter too much. We can also go by style, and this is pretty useful if you're composing for film or you have an artist who needs a particular style. You can sort through things really quickly. Here you're seeing a lot of different sound effects and that sort of thing, but you have dance music. You could build a dance track real quickly this way. Hip-hop, Mambo. We don't have too much Mambo, but we're working on that. The instrument category is probably one of the most useful ones. SongKit is really handy as well. If you need to quickly put together a song in a particular style, it's really, really useful. The date and imported date categories are probably most useful for people who've created their own libraries and want to get back to their own content that they've created.